Well, like, can I
Oh
challenge
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
I don't think I'm destroying it.
Or okay. Oh, you're not destroying
I
it.
think I feel like I embody that a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
I think people just don't understand what ghetto means.
A visionary creation of the imagination.
Hi, welcome to Collage with Khushi. This is Exis.
Hello. Hello, I go by Exis and I founded a Seattle party called Ghetto Tech and I'm 24 and my favorite color is green.
So this is all my stuff. You said this was your first time collaging.
Yes.
I've made too many.
Are these all behind me yours?
The wall is like stuff that I've made over the years, and then the ones on that wall are the ones I've made with the different guests. I'm low-key feel like with the interviews I'm hitting like burnout when it comes to the art. Not that it's like bad in a bad way, but in like a way where it's like, do you know what I mean?
No, exactly. I mean, I feel like you've made so many, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, where I'm like, I feel
Maybe
like
like try to like, I don't know,
Mm.
incorporate like different types of like objects, I don't know,
Yeah. Oh,
and collaging those, like play
Mhm.
around with like paint or I don't know.
I was actually thinking about that, like getting like googly eyes or like stickers or
Yeah.
something like additional to keep on there. But
Or like even some fabrics, like just playing around with like different like materials entirely. Like
or like different types of collages. It's like, okay, we're now gonna. But then it's like, at what point does it become a collage, and then one point is it like, because collage is inherently, actually, it doesn't have to be inherently paper. It could be. Hold on. Okay, food for thought. Food for thought.
ooh, you know what you should do to promote your interviews?
Mm.
You should do a zine of like collaging 101. And then like you have cute little graphics of like basics of like one, scout your product. Here's like some resources of like go to the library and like libraries give free magazines.
Oh my god! Wait, what? The libraries here give free magazines?
Yeah, if you ask them, yeah, I used to do that with my students. So I used to do collage. Well, it was funny. I said I don't know how to collage, but then I made my kids collage as assignments.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go to the libraries and I would ask for magazines. Well, I taught in Tacoma, so I taught at Arts High School in Tacoma, but it doesn't matter. It can be at any library.
You are originally from Mississippi.
Yes.
And so what was your journey like coming from Mississippi to Seattle? Like what made why did you decide to come up here? And how did you find like the world of DJing?
Hurricane Katrina in '05 brought me here.
Mhm.
The government placed us
Mm.
in Washington because, a lot of people lost their housing. So they needed places to place us. Washington just ended up being a space that I guess my dad thought would have been okay for us to go. He used to live in California. So I would say it's a culture shock. I think I'm used to a different type of hospitality from being down south and, being up here in Washington. But yeah, I mean, being raised in the church, so that was like my introduction, I feel like, to music. And then I went to an arts high school and I used to sing a lot. And so we have this arts high school called Tacoma School of the Arts. That was like, I would say, like my journey into really taking, I think, music seriously. My pathway was music production and songwriting, and then I pivoted into learning a little bit more about jazz, and then I pretty much started taking being a jazz vocalist pretty serious, and that's kind of what I did for many years. And then I would say after I graduated high school, I pretty much worked at a jazz radio station for a while, and then I ended up teaching at my alma mater at the high school. So I ended up teaching music industry there, and I pretty much like taught kids how to pretty much like find work in the arts industry, pretty much like how to actually like not get in like crappy contracts and things like that, and how to actually build a band. I guess you could say the formalized business aspect of the music industry. I met my wonderful partner working at Bumper Shoot, and he was a DJ. He would always be like, babe, like you got to hear this new mix, this new track, this and that. And being mainly a live musician, I wasn't really into like remixes or edits or anything. I just felt kind of bad. I wasn't like as hyped up. I wasn't like hyping him up, I feel like. And so I felt like I needed to kind of get to know more about what he was doing so I could, I guess like, I don't want to say be a better partner. So he started teaching me how to spin a little bit, and it just kind of went from there.
So like starting to DJ came from like a place of like
Love.
The fact that he's sitting right here too.
I know.
I'm just like, oh, Anakia on the books.
I know,
yeah.
she's so pretty to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm such a fan of her, and like just her story is so dope, and I love how she kept her friends.
Yeah.
And she kept her true friends. I think that's something I always look at. That really catches my eye a lot. I think when I look up to artists and stuff.
Yeah. So you said that you grew up surrounded by, like, in the church, surrounded by a lot of gospel music.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that influence your current music and your DJ sets and how you move with that?
The thing in like the church is you learn a lot of things by ear. So I'm really good at bullshitting, and I know how to do a lot of things by ear, and I think that's what has got me by, you know, pretty well.
So gospel music taught you improvisation.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's been a moment in a DJ set where you had to, like, think on your feet, like, improvise like
I feel like low-key DJing is you thinking on your feet. I'm gonna be real, like, just with DJing alone, like, I prep my sets, but I don't. It was funny, I was talking to my partner about it. So I just recently opened for Sango, and I was like, babe, like, I feel like I'm going into this super unprepared, but I'm a person where I can't over prepare my sets, because when I over prepare, I then feel like I have to play it exactly how I prepped it in my head.
Yeah.
And I don't let myself have the wiggle room to improvise and just drop in tracks with how the crowd's like going.
Yeah.
So I think now what I do is I just build a crate. I just build like about maybe like 100 songs. I just play what I feel. I don't think about it. So I'm gonna tell you, there's only songs that I probably have prepped in my head before a set is the first song I'm gonna play. Okay. After that, it's what's gonna be.
Wait, so a crate is just a selection of songs?
Yeah, so it's almost like when we kind of like prep our sets, it's like we almost like put all of our songs in like a playlist, and we reference this playlist. Okay. So think about it. The DJ probably has 6,000 songs.
Yeah.
When we're in the moment, you want us to scroll through 6,000 songs and trying to find a song, but like the same way you might play for that wedding, you wouldn't play at a party where you want the girls to be popping ass. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very different. Oh. So that's why you want to build a playlist, because the wedding, they're going to want to hear Sweet Caroline. Yeah. But then the girls are going to want to hear If You Want It by Sexy Red. Yeah. You know? So it's just a little bit of a difference. So that's kind of like why we kind of put them in a playlist.
Yeah, maybe I should just go teach it, or no, because now you said like I taught a little bit. Now I'm like,
it's actually really good for like, I think like just finding yourself.
Really?
Oh, my kids taught me more than anything. Like I always tell people that I'm like, if I didn't teach, I would have had no patience. I wouldn't be able to be where I am now. My kids, like I probably learned more from my kids than I did like anywhere else.
But I have like low key no patience for kids. Like I'm just.
But it teaches you patience. That's the purpose of it, you know, because you're not going to. But then it's going to make you think like. Let's say like a kid comes in and they have an attitude, right? Yeah. Your mind can't go, oh, they're just talking to me recklessly. Yeah. You have to go, maybe they didn't have enough to eat this morning. Maybe they got in a fight with their sister or their mom that morning, that night before. You know what I'm saying? You have to kind of like think outside of yourself. And something I guess I would say I had really special with my kids. My kids knew what I did with me working in clubs and things, and they were like my biggest supporters in my opinion. Yeah, I think just like the art, like there's an art to teaching, and I think that it really helps you with also storytelling, including because you were saying you want to be in the creative scene. Yeah, a big part of that creating is learning how to have people actually understand what you're trying
to say,
to say.
Tell a story. Yeah. So Ghetto Tech, it's a party that you founded and started. Could you like speak more to that?
Honestly, I didn't want to start my own party, to be fully transparent. I actually don't like owning my own things. I like just working and helping people. Yeah. More than anything. However, like I honestly created the party because I wanted a party that I wanted to go to. Yeah. And I really wasn't enjoying a lot of the parties that were, I guess, available to me in the moment. I was really into techno. When I came across DJ Clint and DJ Rashad, I was like, oh, like, why don't more people like know who these men are? You know what I'm saying? Or know this style of music? Like, why? Like, this is the crap I want to hear in the club. That was, I would say, like the origin of a lot of it. And I just wanted to be able to just share that with other people. I also wanted a space for Black people in techno. I think a lot of times techno spaces or EDM usually is associated with a lot of white people, and that white people created these genres. And I wanted to kind of challenge that, show people that we also, you know, we made techno and this is for us. And also to create, like, just to have homage to, like, to the genre that I feel like is being slept on, and that kind of was just not getting the light that I feel like it deserved.
Do you feel like that there's been an increase since you've started?
100%, girl. The group of people that all kind of came together and started just pushing this sound again. Shout out to like Sky Jetta, Sluggo, Zach Fox, Flo Tussin, Nico, De Niro, Tromac. I think all of them like have all been just pushing this sound, and I think it's starting to become like nationwide now. And I think now people know what Ghetto Tech is. They do now know what Black electronic music is now. So it's becoming a really dope thing. So
who would be like a dream collaborator for you, like a dream DJ to like have be at one of your parties, or like you would like go back to back with?
Crystal Mess. She is someone I really have been looking up to right now. She's not just a DJ. She also tells story through art galleries and exhibits. And I think that is something that I also align with. Also just being a thicker woman. I think there's a lot of women, at least like a lot, also too, like in the DJ scene, you don't see a lot of thicker women in the game. So Crystal Mess, if you see this.
Yeah. Hit her up.
Yes.
How do you feel like as like a leader leading this kind of organization?
It can be uncomfortable sometimes. Sometimes being perceived can be hard.
Yeah.
However, I do feel like I'm doing what I was, I don't think I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Yeah, I think meant for me personally.
You feel more like aligned with your path in life.
100%. I really do. I'm just creating a platform for like Seattle low key.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, you know, they just associate Seattle as like we're just the armpit of the country. I'm like, we're so much more than that. There's Black people here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're out here, you know. I just feel like people be forgetting. I'm putting a lot of like stuff on the pedestal so we can, you know, we're in the conversation too a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Seattle has such a giant creative scene. Just nobody knows about it because it gets so outshadowed by the fact that like tech kind of rules here. The advantage of being a creative in Seattle, the competition is one limited because nobody actually really is competing because we're all kind of working together to build. Why are you making them your competition? It's like they shouldn't be, because it's like you're gonna need their help eventually to get to where you want to go as well. So might as well like uplift as many people as you can. I can see how people look at it and be like a little turned off, but I think it's like I have so much room to move and so much space to like reach out to people, and they will probably be really nice and want to also collaborate.
I guess my hot take a little bit is like I feel like people really need to think about subculture. We forget about that. I think a lot of times people they fear almost like saying where they're from. Like if they're like from like let's say a smaller town or whatever, they don't really want to talk about how like it's almost like people don't want to be local no more.
Yeah.
I think there's this weird trend of where people just don't want to be a local, and I'm like, why? You know,
it's like literally your greatest advantage.
Yeah, I feel like to me like that's a really big part of like your identity. At least like when I think about Seattle, I feel like Seattle is a place where people really kind of take pride a little bit that they are from Seattle, and that we're such a diverse community, and we just have so many like a lot of resources here. I feel like that a lot of people don't have in other cities and things.
That's why I'm so like happy that like you're starting this party where you're bringing together a genre that hasn't gotten the light it should be getting. Unless if there is a lot of competition within like the Ghetto Tech
honestly,
music sphere.
to be honest, I don't really care. Like that sounds kind of happy to say it like that. I love a little competition because sometimes it makes me work harder. However, I don't ever see it. I think everyone has their own journey. I don't know. I don't really like get too caught up, I guess, about what other people have going on. I think if anything, I'm my worst self. I think to myself. I think I'm my biggest critic. I stress my own self out, I think, more than probably anyone around me. So I don't really be thinking about what other people got going on. To be honest, I have a lot of people muted. Not that I don't have beef with them.
Yeah,
but
like,
sometimes I think also as an artist, I don't also want to like accidentally take people's ideas. People I might be like, dang, like I wish I could be like that, or might envy to where it might get a little toxic for my mental health, mute. Just mute. I just mute it immediately. And also that's been like the healthiest thing I have actually done. Shout out to Liv. Put me onto that trick. So
because we're on the topic of community, so like how has the process of like navigating the music space in Seattle been like for you?
I feel like I build a space for people to build their own communities and their own relationships. However, I think when doing something that has been overlooked for years and also doing something also with the name with ghetto on it, and people might have stereotypes, I think one thing I have to do is like be very mindful of how I carry myself, and also making sure that I am putting the people that come into my spaces that they are safe, so they are not being discriminated against, and they're not like being treated, they're being treated as they better be, and I think about that a lot with one where I allow my spaces to be, also where I carry myself, who I associate with.
The name of it, I can totally see how people could have certain like preconceived notions about like what the event might be or what the music might be, so to kind of destroy those preconceived notions with these kinds of events is very like honorable.
Well, like can I challenge that? I don't think I'm destroying it.
Or okay, oh, you're not destroying it.
I feel like I embody that a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
I think people just don't understand what ghetto means. I think like my style, how I like to carry myself is very ghetto fab. So I'm always gonna have a hoop on, always gonna have some nails on, even with how I do my photo shoots and my branding.
Yes.
Very lavish, very out there, black bodies, big booty, all of it.
Yeah.
And that could make people feel uncomfortable. And I think I don't care, And that's what I do, I think, with the brand that I have.
Now that you've been like leading these spaces, like is there something inside of you personally that you feel like has been like nourished or healed?
Oh, 100%. I think sometimes a lot of Black people feel as if they might not align with specific sides of the Black community when listening to techno or being a little bit more alternative. So I think I'm feeding that little girl that was listening to like Mac DeMarco, Tracy Chapman, or Kalela. I think I'm like healing that side of myself of when I felt like, I wouldn't say people bullied me. I mean, I've definitely been bullied, but I wouldn't say that they were trying to bully me. I think they just didn't understand me. I wasn't being understood, but I knew I had that vision at a very early age. And I think that now I'm just executing that long vision that I've had for years.
The little girl inside of you is
I think I'll be so happy. I would love who I am right now.
Do you have any like advice for people who are wanting to like either move more into the DJ space or move into like a space where they're wanting to bring their own creative ideas?
You just have to do it. Like, I think it's so cliche. I've seen a plethora of interviews of like, you just got to do it. You got to be consistent, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But they're not lying. It was interesting because I had a long conversation with Sengo, and he was telling me about how when he was younger, when he was in high school, he look at the back of the CDs and look at the artists and producers and stuff. He would like contact them, be like, hey, like, I'm here, I'm doing shit too. You know what I'm saying? And like, but that just alone, or like, you really got to hustle. I think TikTok and all of these other platforms have romanticized being a creative.
Yeah.
And people aren't seeing the behind the scenes, the crash outs, the mental breakdowns. You just have to really want it. Like it does come with sacrifice, but at the same time, make sure you have a great support system. Take care of yourself. Make sure you're sleeping and you're eating and you're hydrated.
Yeah. You can't function your best or perform at your best if you're not
function. You
were giving me advice on like, don't like have just a creative career. Like make sure you also have like a source of income. And it's like, it's the dream to have like your creative career be your source of income.
In this economy, it really sucks to say this, but I don't think it is as realistic as it was years ago. Even when I taught music industry, for 2 years, my curriculum was based on being solely just an artist. But then I was like, I'm preparing my kids for failure. I think years ago, how the economy was structured, you could just be an artist, and you can get by. Now, no, you ain't that. You're not gonna eat off of this. I had to tell my kids that too. I'm like, I gotta be honest, and so then I taught them how to pretty much be able to have time management, because now it's like you're working that 9 to 5. It's hard to make sure you're getting your deadlines in for, let's say, that painting you have to do for this gallery at XY day when you just worked, a 10-hour shift. So I had to kind of teach him how to manage both lifestyles.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think the goal should be to be able to do art full time. Also, just being minorities.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fully upfront. I think it's also going back to romanticizing. People are looking at white people. Like, I'm not trying to be like that, but yeah, like, I'm not trying to be like, but I'm just like, yeah, like, or like they have these, like, they have a little bit more backing to like fund these projects, So the industry is not nice. A lot of people are paying to play this game. They're paying to play. The festival, they'll probably pay the festival like $80,000 to play. They don't get paid. They pay to play the festival.
So it's like the festival's making money when it really should be the opposite.
It should be. But with where the industry is, and people are so desperate to like just get that instead of kind of just working their way up.
Everyone's trying to do that in their own.
Just being like an influencer or something.
Yeah, not me, like trying to also do the same thing. But
no, but I don't think there's something wrong with that. I think sadly where we are now too, I think like you need a brand now. Like we kind of need brands now. It's kind of sad. Like our brands is our portfolio. We don't have that folder no more we're going to the interview with. Now we're going with our Instagram and how many followers we have. Things are changing and things are pivoting. Is there an
every day. Like, it's like, I was like, wait, what? No. So this is the first collage. Yes, this is Exis's collage. My final words you would like to leave with?
No, thank you for having me be here. Thank you for finding me in the club.
Yeah, but now you get to watch a small little DJ set. We will see you on next time. Bye bye.
Never been a part before, but I'm knocking through your door. With a nice, so I stay. With a marriage, like you say. No one treats me this way. Other boys not here to say. What can I say? I gotta do. I'm trying to be the girl that you're talking to. Baby, she treating me everything. She treating me everything. I'm freezing outside, like a my skin tight. My heart is inside, but I look up at you. I tried your brain, but oh, I'm not